Talos, the gigantic bronze automaton, was a formidable creation that was designed to protect Europa from harm and piracy. The massive machine was stationed in Crete, where it patrolled the shores 3 times each day. The automaton was equipped with a vane that carried hot oil, which it could use to destroy any potential danger on the island. His formidable size and impenetrable defense mechanisms made him an unstoppable force and a godlike figure among the Cretans. Many people tried to invade Crete, but Talos' defenses were impenetrable. However, a group of Greek heroes led by Jason arrived in Crete on board the Argonauts with a mission to steal the Golden Fleece. After encountering Talos, the Argonauts realized that the giant automaton had one weak spot, a pin that held the vein of hot oil in place. With this knowledge, Jason and his team devised a plan to destroy Talos. They approached the automaton with a fake peace offering, and as Talos bent down to accept the gift, one of the Argonauts removed the pin with a hammer. The vein of hot oil burst out, and Talos was left motionless. The defeat of Talos marked the end of his reign as protector of Crete. His defeated body remains on the shores of the island as a monument to his once invincible power. The story of Talos has become a significant part of Greek mythology, and his legacy as a defender of Crete lives on to this day. Talos was a mighty figure in Greek mythology, known for his fierce loyalty and his ability to protect those he cared for. He was created by the god Hephaestus on Zeus's request, specifically designed to guard the beautiful Europa from anyone who might seek to kidnap her. Perhaps the most intriguing aspect of Talos' story was his unique anatomy. According to legend, he had only one vein running from his neck to his ankle, which was closed off by a single bronze nail. This made him nearly invincible, as he could only be defeated by removing the nail and thereby releasing his life force. One day, the hero Jason and his crew of Argonauts arrived on the shores of Crete, and Talos immediately saw them as a threat. He hurled massive rocks at them, preventing them from coming ashore and causing chaos in their ranks. However, Jason and his companions were determined to defeat the mighty guardian and continue on their quest. The details of Talos' eventual downfall are murky, with different versions of the story offering conflicting accounts. However, it is generally agreed that he was either tricked into removing the nail by the sorceress Medea, who promised him eternal life in exchange for his loyalty, or that she used her dark powers to enthrall him and cause him to dislodge the nail himself. Regardless of the specifics, it is clear that Talos eventually met his end at the hands of Jason and his companions. His story has been remembered for centuries as a cautionary tale about the dangers of hubris and the ultimate futility of attempting to achieve invincibility. Talos, the enigmatic figure from Greek mythology, always fascinated George. As he studied the deity, George discovered that Talos was significant in the Cretan dialect, where he was equivalent to the sun. Greeks understood Talos in 2 versions. Some thought he was a creation of Hephaestus given to Europa by Zeus, or alternatively, he was the son of Cres, the personification of Crete. What interested George the most was that in Greek imagery outside of Crete, Talos is always being defeated. For example, in Argonautica, Talos would throw rocks at approaching ships, and in the end, he was defeated by Jason and the Argonauts. Even in the Byzantine encyclopedia, called the Suda, there's an anecdote which mentions that Talos clasped the Sardinians in his embrace when they refused to release him to Minos. George read A.B. Cook's theory that the single vein on Talos, closed by a nail or plug, referred to the lost wax method of casting. But Robert Graves suggested that this myth is based on a misinterpretation of an image of Athena demonstrating the lost wax process of casting steel, which Daedalus would have brought to Sardinia. George was fascinated to discover that Talos had become a popular character in pop culture. In the 1963 movie, Jason and the Argonauts, artistically designed Talos appeared much bigger than in the original myth. The plot shows Talos awakening after Hercules and Hylas steal a giant brooch pin from a tomb. He attacks the Argonauts and destroys their ship before dying in a dramatic way that makes the audience wonder if he's a programmed robot or maybe more. George was amazed to see how a character from ancient Greek mythology had inspired so much art and literature. He decided to become a scholar of Greek mythology and dedicated his life to study Talos and other mythological figures.